Okay, now I'm going to show you how a manager goes in to edit hours. We're going into the timesheet program, the main index page, and here I have to log in with my Windows Active Directory login and password. This helps avoid confusion. It uses the same login and password that you would log into Windows with. To set up this program, one thing that somebody has to do is go into Active Directory and give certain key people the role of timesheet user or the role of timesheet business office user. And the timesheet user is basically somebody who works in financial aid, and the timesheet business office user is the person who does the payroll in the business office. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. I am set up currently to be the business office manager so that I have access to everything the program can do. I'm going to go in and manage hours. As you can see, I can select to filter by just show students or show employees, or I can show students and employees, and I'm going to leave that alone to show everybody and look up everybody with the last name starting with B. Here's a person, Rick Bell. I know he's worked this pay period, so I'll go in and edit his hours. And we see that we get a list of all the hours he's worked for this pay period so far. Adjust the screen a little bit. And everything almost has been approved. Somebody's come in every day after he's worked and checked the hours and hit the approve button. We can see that he's got one day here that's not punched out. And that could be because we're still in that day and he just hasn't punched out yet, or he forgot to punch out. So let's assume that he's forgotten to punch out, and we need to go in there and edit those hours and make sure that it's set to be punched out. So let's edit this. Here we've got the work code. He's punched in a normal day of work. You can use this form to give him sick days or holiday time or vacation time, but this is a day that he's really worked, and we just need to adjust his punch out time. Now, since this is set to today, it gives you the option to leave the punch out time unset. If you come in here and edit this, for example, he might have punched in, he might have forgotten to punch in and then punched in an hour late, and then he calls your office and says, oh, I was really here at 8, but I didn't punch in until 9. Can you fix that back to 8? You can come in here and set this to 8 and then leave the punch out time unset so that he's still able to punch out when he's ready to leave. What we want to do is fix the fact that he hasn't punched out yet. So let's say he's punched out at 5 o'clock. I can type in 5 o'clock here. And this really works off of military time, 24-hour clock. So 5, the way I've typed it, would indicate 5 a.m. We can hit this p.m. button, and it will automatically do the 24-hour calculation for you. Again, you can unclick it, and it'll show the a.m. time. We're going p.m. This I'm going to leave blank, and it should automatically fill in the current day when I hit save. This box right here cannot be directly edited, but you can set it to tomorrow if he's worked across the midnight time, or you can uncheck that to set it back to today. And I'm going to go ahead and save this time. And now if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that he's now got a punch out time of 5 p.m. and he worked 9 hours for this day. And anytime you go in and edit, it automatically makes it unapproved. Even if it had been checked, if you go in and edit it, when you come out after a save, this would be unchecked. So this is now unchecked, and I have to approve it. So I'm going to approve those hours and then hit this approve check so it goes into the database. Now you can see that in the database it's got it approved, and it corresponds to what I've selected here. One more thing about this, if I uncheck that, you can see in the database it's still approved because the fact that I've unchecked this hasn't been sent to the database yet. If I hit this button, Approve Checked, then it goes into the database and it saw that this was unchecked, so it unapproved it. I'm going to go back in and say, okay, approve it, and Approve Checked, and now the database has it marked as having been approved. If I wanted to create a new punch in and punch out that's not in this list, for example, he's called in sick, then I can go up here and say I want a new maintenance time for the day I type, and I'm going to say it's 8/24/2009, and create a new day for this person. Everything is set to 0, so I'm going to say, let's say he works from 8 till 4. That'll give him 8 hours without a lunch, and I'm going to set this to sick. And now all I have to do is save it. This is the check. It's done a check, and it says that 8 a.m. is less than 4 a.m., which is a problem. It should be the timeout is greater than the time in. The problem was that I forgot to click PM and have it calculate the 24-hour clock. And so we'll try to save it now. And now he's got some unapproved sick time down here. And I'm going to go in and double check that because it says workday here. And I did forget to set that to sick. So sick time, save this, go down and check this, and now it shows that he's got some unapproved sick time, 8 hours from 8 to 4 on 8/24. And now I'm going to go ahead and approve that and set it in the database, and I'm all done. And that pretty much shows everything I need to know about the editing and approving hours.